Hi Rupal,
Hi,
how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am also good. First of all, warm welcome to you on MindSpark podcast, and I'm so happy after several glitches and planning for several times. Finally, we are here, and it makes me so happy to have you here today.
Finally, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for having so much patience because I know this is like our third time that we are trying to schedule, but so happy to be here.
Yes, definitely. I mean, as you know, you speak in your program, the universe, we have to wait and be patient for that to have everything in alignment. And I think today is the day for that.
Yeah, true. Sometimes things just work out at specific times, and that's
Yeah.
actually for good.
Exactly. So Rupal, for our audience, of course, I have known you for so many years, but for our audience, can you tell me about like who is Rupal today, and what is your purpose today in your life, and how are you helping out people?
Definitely. So, hello everyone. My name is Rupal. Basically, I am a biology teacher who is turned into business coach and now also an energetic mentor. So, I used to professionally teach in a college as a lecturer, and then I was doing my PhD on my journey to be a professor in a university. But certain events in life made me to pivot and come in this online world and be coach who started coaching other coaches and teachers how to set up and run their own coaching business. And while doing so, I also realized that there are certain things that sometimes, when out of alignment, can make us feel like a person who's lost in this journey. No matter how much external effort you're putting in, there could be certain internal turmoil or mismatch that can make you feel not very happy from within. And that is where my energetic side came into play. So that's where I also became energetics mentor. So that is what I'm doing currently, helping my coaches and audience with their coaching business as well as their energetic alignment.
Wow, that's so beautiful actually. Because I think that is also the need of the hour. And as you said, we haven't had many people speaking about energies and alignment because we are just meant to go, and nobody just pauses and understands, is it really meant for you? So, yeah, that's really great.
That's true.
So
Thank you.
Rupal, tell me about your childhood. Like, how was it, and a little bit of background, like from where you come from.
So I'm basically like, I'm from Ahmedabad, typical Gucci
Right.
girl,
Okay.
and I always have been happy to go person. Like ever since I
Mm-hmm.
was age of 3, I like my parents tells me that I always wanted to be a teacher. You know, like typical that thing of a girl is just writing on walls, and
Yeah,
I had
yeah,
my
yeah.
imaginary students and all in
Mm-hmm.
my head. Like I had this class of people. I used to have names of my student. God knows from where they used to come, but I used to play teacher from that young age, and ever since I could understand, that is all I wanted to be. So my whole childhood have been like a very normal family. I come from a very normal middle class family where we were happy.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm 80s kid, so like you can imagine the time before technology and all. So I used to play a lot. I was a kid who was very naughty in that way. Like some or the other person will come with some or the other thing from neighbors and all. So I was a very
Mm-hmm.
happy to go normal kid and basically a normal childhood. Studied in Gujarati medium, and up until my graduation, my journey was kind of very normal, as you can expect. Only one goal
Right.
in mind: I want to be a teacher, study for that, do your
Mm-hmm.
graduation, post graduation, PhD karo, get the degree, and be the professor. Very simple funda.
Right. Great. So, how did you become a business coach from teacher? I mean, your passion and the dream goal was to become a teacher. Then, how did you become a business coach then?
Hmm. That is where twist happened. The normal life that looked very normal for so long, all of a sudden, it became like some movie, you know.
Hmm.
When I in 2005 I came for my post graduation. First time I left Ahmedabad and I came to Bangalore for my post graduation. That
Mm-hmm.
is the year I faced. issue with my endometriosis. That was the first time I started feeling something is wrong with, me. I was not feeling normal, so to say. I
Mm-hmm.
had no idea what was happening. But basically, that was the onset of my endometriosis. Backstory I'm giving so that we understand why the pivot
Of course,
happened.
of course.
And on the upfront, I did my graduation 2007. I started my lecturership. Went very well up
Mm-hmm.
until 2010. Professionally went very well. Personally, I was struggling with a lot of health issue. And 2010 is when I was diagnosed with endometriosis. Now, this year was crucial for me because I was preparing for a PhD exam because that was
Mm-hmm.
the plan ever since I knew. So I got into a very good university, full scholarship. But still, I just had undergone one surgery. I knew there's something wrong. Now I was diagnosed and I
Okay.
knew there was something wrong. And in PhD, our life is very, very stressful, right? Like we have to do so many things. And
Mm.
from 2011 to 2013, I had so many. I saw some balloons. Okay. So
Yeah, even I saw.
Yeah, so I 2011 I got into my PhD. 2012 I had a terrible life-threatening accident, and that left me bedridden for 6 months. I had like six rib fractures and spinal
Oh my
dislocation and
God.
all that. In 2013 I got again pains and everything, and I was having second onset of endometriosis. This time the complications were really horrible, and I was advised by doctor to either choose my career or motherhood. So that was like that it moment for me where I had to give up my PhD, but I had no idea what I'm going to do. So
Okay.
2013, I had this hormonal treatments going on and I had to give up my PhD. I used to get up every day absolutely lost, not knowing what to
Mm-hmm.
do because I was always a person who had some goal in life. Now here the
Mm-hmm.
goal I could not understand, like, okay, I'm taking care of my health, but the hormonal treatments were so heavy that I could not even think straight. I was a different person altogether. Like I was not happy. I was depressed.
Yeah.
I was crying. I was frustrated. Like people around me saw someone whom like I asked them sorry till date, like sorry you had to struggle with, a person who I was back then. So 2013 to 2020 was my time where I did a lot of um, trial and error to do something with my life. And in this, when I hit a rock bottom in 2014, I was absolutely depressed. One night, I'm like sitting, in dark. I was done. I'm like, enough is enough. I can't spend my whole life like this. I have to do something with my life. My
Mm-hmm.
whole purpose is I want to teach, right? Ever since I knew, why can't I just create some videos and start putting on internet? Let people just who needs it use it and get something out of that. My purpose at least will be served. I'm not worried
Mm-hmm.
about the earning. At least I'm blessed enough to not worry about that. So I'm like, okay, that gave me a lot of courage. Like, yeah, I can teach online. And I started creating YouTube videos. There's a whole journey of YouTube videos. Like for 3 times, my YouTube channel was deleted. I don't know why. I never got
Oh,
any warnings, nothing. But
okay.
because of that, it encouraged me to create my own website and start putting videos because a lot of students started reaching out that your videos are helping us in clearing the exam. Otherwise, there's a lot of fees that goes, right? Little
Yeah,
did I
yeah.
know that this knowledge that I'm accumulating of this website thing and all of it is gonna
Mm-hmm.
be helpful one day. In 2020, when COVID hit, when pandemic happened, suddenly this offline education world came online. And teachers had no idea, at least back then in India, didn't know much about technology. A lot of the people in my network knew that she does something
Mm-hmm.
online. So they used to ask me, like, how to do this Zoom call, how to save this video, how to share this document. I started helping teachers in this way. And that's when I'm
Okay.
like, wow, ये तो बड़ा interesting है. This is very good. I love this. So I started helping people for 6 to 8 months. I was just doing this, all technical setups and how to do this. And some of them were encouraged by the institutes to put things online, content, make content, and all of it. So I started helping
Mm-hmm.
them in everything that they might need to set up their teaching and coaching things. That
Okay.
was like a light bulb moment in my life. I was 35 then, and for the first time in my 30s, I'm realizing this is what I'm meant for. My whole life, I was
Mm-hmm.
living a lie. That is not what I was supposed to do. And that's when in 2020, end of the 2020, I made a pivot where I put myself as a business coach who will now help teachers and coaches to do their coaching and teaching online. And then, though I have never looked back in 3 years, I have gone like, it has been an amazing journey and I have a great
Yeah.
community with me now. So a
Yeah.
lot of events led me to where I am today.
Yeah, yeah, so true. And so, yeah, I have seen your journey personally, and I think I also agree with you. You're meant to do what you're doing today, and definitely changing so many people's lives around you. And when even I have, whenever I spoke to you, I got this inspiration and kind of motivation as well. So, yeah, keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you so much.
So now coming back to your entrepreneur journey, because I mean, teacher, of course, it's a noble profession and has its own set of challenges, but business altogether is completely different. And so, how was your initial phase of your journey of starting a business? Did you get support right away, or did you face challenges? And was it very hard? Like, how was the journey?
The change was difficult within me, not externally,
Okay.
because externally, again, I was blessed to have a mentor. You and I,
Mm-hmm.
we were, guided
Yes,
by
of
a
course.
beautiful mentor. So that way, externally, I had all the support from my family, mentor, whatever I would need. But there was this internal dialogue because whole my life was dedicated to biology teaching, and
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm all of a sudden at the age of 35 deciding that nahi, now I'm going to do business coaching, internally I was feeling so guilty. Like, how can I
Okay.
just leave something that I have dedicated my whole life to and now suddenly start talking about this? Like, no one externally saying or doing anything. All this is happening in my
Yeah.
head. Like, how am I going to do that? So the first thing, and I think this comes, I've seen this over and over again, there are a lot of internal dialogues that
Mm.
actually stops us from going ahead. For me, it was like this feeling guilty and feeling like, how can I abandon that subject where I was doing PhD and this was my dream, and a lot of guilt factor was there. So
Mm-hmm.
internally, I had to fight my own self to say that it is okay to make that choice and do what you love. You can change your route if you feel you're more happier there. There's nothing set in stone. So my big belief change was there in that era, 2020, where I, for the first time in my adult life, realized that, oh my God, I have a choice and I can do what I love. So that was my own battle that
Mm.
I felt internally. Externally, um, in that time, because there were a lot of like things were new in online world, a lot of people were coming newly in this whole thing, and I did have a mentor. So comparatively it wasn't that difficult. Of course, there's some small challenges in understanding certain things, because it is one thing to know but another thing to set up a whole machine.
Yeah.
But I have been blessed enough to have people around me who have helped me in this journey. So for me, my
Mm-hmm.
internal battle was bigger, I feel.
I think that is the most challenging, to fight with yourself and to convince yourself. I mean, um, and I mean, it's not that we are to be blamed, because it's also our conditioning from the time how we have grown up and the society we have been living in. It has so much of pre notions, and like you're supposed to do this. So it's, I think that is the reason it's difficult to break that and do something else, uh,
Agreed.
which you're supposed to do. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, that battle is the toughest battle with yourself.
At least I see nowadays, this new generation is
Hmm.
open-minded that way.
Mm.
They understand they have a choice and they have options, and it's okay. They can try different things. For us, at least for 80s kids, it used to be like very straightforward. You do
Yeah.
your schooling and you take science, arts, or commerce, and then you take a job. Like very straightforward this thing, and that used to be
Mm.
the definition of success. We
True.
forgot that definition of success cannot be one. It is very subjective.
Mm.
Person to person, it would differ. And it doesn't always mean that you just follow this path and just get a job and then that is a definition of success. A person can be successful in their own way. All of those
Yeah.
understanding came very later for me, but I'm happy
Mm.
seeing that this new generation is actually more open minded that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I talk to these people, and I sometimes little bit envy, but also get so much inspiration from this younger
Yeah,
generation. They are so clear.
true.
They have that courage to say, I don't like this, or
Exactly.
stop it. We never had the
We
courage to say
always
that.
thought like if
I'm
elders are saying something, that means it has
Yeah,
to be right. That was our thinking. Now I
exactly.
understand that even they are living their life for the first time.
Yeah.
Right? And it is okay to
Yes.
be like, even when I now talk to my niece or nephew, I don't say
Hmm.
that this is only the right way, because now I understand
Hmm.
at least that way, that no, it's not possible that my way is only the right way. I have to even listen to their point of view and try to understand why and from where they are coming.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and they are very wise. I mean, I get so many learnings even from my 7-year-old now. I mean, I
Yeah,
feel that she's much more smarter than me. I feel, and
true.
sometimes I'm like down. I feel okay. I have this particular problem, and then initially I was like, I always believed, that we should treat the kids as smart mini adults kind of, because
Yeah,
they are very pure in a sense, and they have sometimes very they say something very
true.
easily bol jate hain, and then we also think, yeah, really, that is
Yeah,
true. And that's
true.
what happens. I get this light bulb moment every time when I have this conversation with her. So I started sharing or kind of discussing my problems with her, and she gives a solution, or sometimes she just says, why don't you do this, why are you doing this? And I'm like, oh yeah, really, you're right.
We are unnecessarily complicating in our head.
Exactly, exactly. How, okay, you started your business coaching journey, and then you tried to, evolve every single day. But then how did you move ahead? Like, what kept you going, and what kind of systems you placed yourself, and what kind of that phase of your life looked like?
I think one of the biggest thing when you are in this online space is to have the right network. If you have the right
Mm-hmm.
set of people around you, I think you get inspired very easily, and you have that very clarity, like it can have its positive effect on you. And because I was also one of the first few people who started their journey when this thing was coming up, I was in touch with
Mm-hmm.
great community. So
Mm-hmm.
people who came and asked me so many questions made me feel like whatever I have struggled those many years, where I was not trying, I could not take a job, or my YouTube channel was getting deleted, and I had to create
Mm-hmm.
so many websites and technical things and all of it. It made me feel like all of this was worth it, because now there are people who wants to know what I have to offer. It is helping them.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it looked smaller thing for me, because sometimes we underestimate what probably we could help someone with.
Mm-hmm.
Like just starting a Zoom call and helping them understand how to give material to their student was a big task at that time. And for me to be able to help someone that way, and someone messaging that, hey, bahut अच्छे से हो गया, it went really well. It used to make my day, like, oh my God, what I know can help someone. So that, like, that feedback was also good, where I felt for the
Right.
first time that I can actually be of help to someone. And I was not charging at
Mm-hmm.
that time. I was just doing it because I wanted to help others. And that's how I think all of us get started. You find that purpose.
Yeah.
You absolutely love something, even if you're not paid, this is your thing. And for
Right.
me to be able to give that every single day and hear the response back, knowing that what I'm doing is helping others, was a very clear sign for me. And I was internally happy, as I used to say at that time, like I was happy every day. And that was for the first time in so many years. I'm not saying I was happy every single moment. दिन में ऊपर
Mm-hmm.
नीचे होता है, but every single day for the first time अंदर से कुछ was very happy. From 2013 to 2020, that struggle, there has been always phases where I was completely lost and crying my eyes out, and like there were times where I was questioning a lot of the things. Here, for the first time, every day I was like, today I'm going to do this, today I'm going to talk about this, today I'm going to share this. Every single day I was happy for the first time. And that was a sign that this is it. This is what I was meant for. And that just kept me going.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's so amazing. So, can you tell me any examples of your clients and any story which you would like to share with the audience, which has, given you that amazing feeling that you could help someone and they in turn felt the same?
There are so many because coaching is something when it has ripple effects because I
Mm,
help my clients and they help 10 other clients and they in turn might be making changes in some other way. So, for example,
mm,
I have teachers to whom I have helped create their online courses. They helping certain set of students and they achieving certain things in their life, creating career out of this, setting up their families. And I just recently, for example, had an experience. I want to talk about this. This is a little bit not exactly from my coaching but teaching side. But now that you said this, just came in my mind. Um, just very recently, I got a message from one of the person who watched my biology YouTube video. This I left in 2019, 2020
mm,
when I found my coaching. I left creating videos. I
mm,
already have 200 plus video on YouTube. So I feel
mm,
that's enough. Someone can study and can give exams. So a lot of people have cleared the exam. This one person came finding me thinking she went through my videos and she found that now I'm not uploading. She actually
mm,
literally look up for my name. Where is this
mm,
person? She found my profile. She came to my Instagram and she's messaging that your videos have helped me and a lot of people. And I was wondering where you have went. I looked for your name and now I see your growth. I'm so proud of you. And that to
wow.
me, like something I did years back, I forgot about it. It's out there.
Mm,
Someone actually has have to be moved so much for them to actually take that effort, take the time, look for my name, come to my profile, say what they have felt, and that just had me in tears, thinking like what kind of effect a coach or a teacher or a mentor can have on their someone's life. And that to me again was like this moment of clarity that what I'm doing is actually what I'm meant to be, whether it is in form of
mm,
teaching, in form of coaching, but this is what I'm here to do. And when it comes to coaches, there are plenty of examples that I can think of where I have seen direct impact in their own life because there's a sense of clarity that you get
mm,
that changes a lot of the things for you. एक होता है ना कि वो क्लैरिटी ही आ जाना कि व्हाट एम आई सपोज टू डू.
mm,
हाउ तो दूर की बात है, हाउ तो
yeah,
अलग चीज है, हाउ वी वांट टू डू इट दैट्स अ होल डिफरेंट थिंग. A lot of
yeah.
the people get stuck into what am I supposed to do, and I think that
Mm,
has a lot of mental, that takes a lot of mental toll on people. So I think that when I see that clarity coming to my clients in the first few sessions and they feel like, ah, now I feel so good and now I know what I'm supposed to do, that I think again is like a drug for me because that
mm,
inspires me every time. And it happens, when you keep on doing the same thing over the years, sometimes you feel mundane, राइट. कुछ चीजें होती है जो
mm,
हमारे विजन बोर्ड में होती है, बट जब वो रियलिटी हो जाती है, वी बिकम दैट बिकम्स अ मंडेन थिंग. But when then
mm,
this kind of feedback when I get is again a reminder, like yes, this is what I wanted to do. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So I think that
yeah.
whole thing is that when every client of mine has some or the other story associated, that makes it very special.
Wow, wow, so beautiful. Yeah, yeah, that is so true, and I can relate to it as you're speaking. I can just I get flashback or reminders of so many moments, which we face. Like, and we human beings, we are so used to this thing. Okay, one goal is achieved. Okay, next,
Next to
we will
another.
die and will be desperate to
True.
achieve that particular goal. And once it is achieved, we easily so quickly move on to the next goal instead of appreciating and being happy and being in the moment that okay, I reached here, this was my
True.
biggest goal. But yeah, I mean, that is the reason I think you need people around you or universe. They keep sending you signs, they keep sending you messages, and which kinds of validates you yourself, and okay, fine, you are in the right place, you're doing the right thing, what you're supposed to do.
True. And this again, how we were talking about this before we started, like
Yeah.
the understanding enough is good,
Hmm.
I think we have lost that sense. And this is where this year, and I had talked about this on my social media also, that this year I'm not having certain specific to dos to be checked because I was feeling like I'm a hamster on a wheel. Like, ek ke baad, ek ke baad,
Hmm.
ek. Like, when am I going to start enjoying? And there
Hmm.
was a moment when I was at home, my home, मतलब अपने घर, बचपन का
Hmm.
घर, and I was so engrossed in my work that I was not hearing the sounds coming from my kitchen or like the beautiful sounds of kids playing outside, and there are birds and mom is cooking in the kitchen, and I'm like, what? My nervous system was so out of regulation that I was not
Hmm.
feeling that I'm at home. Virtually, my body was
Hmm.
there, but virtually, I was not
Hmm.
at home. And that was like a wake up call. Like, what are you doing? You are at
Yeah.
your home, you're supposed to enjoy. Absorb
Yeah.
everything around you. Everything that you're doing is so that you can have the quality time with your family. And that is the
Yeah.
time I realized and I made the changes this year to understand where is that enough, and it
Hmm.
is not the thing that I should be focusing on, rather, it's the emotions that I should be
Hmm.
focusing on. I want to feel at peace, contentment, satisfaction, happiness. Things are momentarily going to give you that. That's not
Hmm.
going to be sustainable. You'll be happy if you buy certain things for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Uske baad you'll be back to feeling the same way that you were before, no matter how amazing that thing that you bought. And so my
Yeah.
focus shifted from absorbing these daily moments that gives me true sense of happiness.
Hmm.
So, this is, as you said, we need to understand it's not goal after goal after goal, but wait, stop, enjoy the
Hmm.
process, have
Yeah.
fun, absorb everything. This is why you're creating things. ये सब टिक करके जाना किधर है? यहीं पे तो रहना है
Hmm.
ना. It's whole life. If you don't enjoy the journey, what is the fun?
Yeah. Yeah. So true. So, Rupal, what is your advice for coaches out there, or women or men who wants to venture into this field? Because I know it's pretty competitive. Of course, competition is everywhere,
Everywhere.
and that is what also we need to accept and understand. Because there are many. I talk to many people, and they say, "Oh, they have some idea of business or something," and then they say, oh, there is so much of competition in this. I might not do it, I
Hmm.
should not do it, I will not never be successful. But then, if you don't do that thing, anybody anyways, somebody else is doing, and if you don't do that thing, you're first of all hurting yourself because you are not doing that thing. So you'll always have that regret that didn't do that thing. And then you will go and do something else which you don't have your heart in it, and in return you will never be successful in that. So why, just go ahead and do it and maybe fail, it's okay. One
Yeah.
year at least you will be happy that at least I tried that thing. So what is your advice, for people who want to venture out there into the field of coaching and maybe change people's lives?
Yeah. So this is what you said exactly. This is something that I talked about in my one of the session that I give, limiting belief session, to my clients.
Okay.
Whenever you want to start something, if without starting you accept that this is not going to happen and it's competitive,
Yeah.
practically, and I say mathematically, 100% you are going to fail at it. Pretty simple to
Hmm.
understand because you are not putting any effort. Action नहीं
Yeah.
ले रहे, so 100% failure rate.
Yeah.
But the moment you decide I'm going to try, mathematically, 50% you are bumping up your chance at success. Because now
Yeah.
50% there is chance no success. Like logically, statistically, I can say 50% now I'll success. So
Hmm.
100% failure से तो वो 50% success ratio is better to take a chance at. Why not? So at least try that
Definitely.
way. Number two, competition is everywhere. You
Hmm.
have, you knew when you were studying in your school also, because I am a teacher. मुझे बहुत सारे school के examples आएंगे ही, मतलब anything to related to that. So
Right.
for example, you were writing all your exams, 10th के board exams, 12th के board exams. Did
Hmm.
you think a day that, oh my god, so many students are going to write and it's going to be competitive? मैं क्यों पढूं, मैं क्यों दूं exam? Yeah, family pressure is there, करना ही पड़ेगा. But other than that also, I don't think you ever thought that I cannot give because there are so many
Yeah.
students writing. Now, here's a
True.
twist. What happens is, whether it is you or somebody else, when you write an exam, let's say, for example, that question mark is for 100 marks question paper. That question
Hmm.
paper is 100 marks question. You are writing it, I am writing. Jyoti is writing and Rupal is writing. Because Jyoti has studied good, and let's say, for example, she is scoring 90%. Does that mean you took away 90% from my 100%? मेरे
No.
क्वेश्चन पेपर में से वो 90 निकल गया क्या? No. So I
Mm.
also have chance at that 100% exactly as much as you have.
Mm.
Similarly, when you're doing something in the market, so to say, competitive market, as much as anyone has that scope, you also have the exact same possibility of being successful.
Mm.
So that is all about mindset, that how you're looking at things, right? And when we
Yeah,
want to get
true.
started, as I said, it's the internal battle that comes first. You have to fight
Mm.
yourself first, and that is the most difficult. So if you understand
True.
these things, practicality, and you know what you're supposed to do, no matter what you're going to do it, first, internally, be your own cheerleader. Be there
Mm.
for yourself. Don't expect people to be
Right.
there for yourself. You be there, you have your own back. You'll be unstoppable. कोई आएगा भी
Mm.
तो बोलो कि मैं करके दिखाऊंगा या मैं करके दिखाऊंगी, you see. So you have your own back. No one is going to support you. People are there. It's good, but don't be on dependent on someone having a
Mm.
perfect situation, perfect market, no competition. So where is the fun in that?
Yeah.
So be your own cheerleader and just start with whatever you know. Keep it simple. Don't
Mm.
overcomplicate. We have thoughts like I need to know more. दो और course कर लेती हूँ. ये ज़्यादा material बना लेती हूँ. Yeah, I need to do this.
Mm.
Like yeah, of course, it's like you are ever evolving. You're growing. In my business, in only 3 years, so much I have evolved. So much my courses have evolved, and it's a part and parcel of your journey. It's going to happen. So you're never going to have enough to get started. That perfect situation
Right.
is never going to happen. So just get
Mm.
started with your simple things that you know right now without overthinking. Internally, first fight your battle and tell yourself to be there by your side, be your biggest
Mm.
cheerleader, and keep things as simple as possible in your journey. Don't try to overcomplicate because that person is doing like this. That's not the only way. They might have a
Mm.
different perspective to whatever they are doing. If their things are
Right.
complicated, it doesn't necessarily have to be the only way.
Mm.
Try things in a simple way with whatever you can. Make the journey enjoyable for you, and you will see you will love the process. The more you fall in love with the process, the more your probability at something to be more successful. It is as simple as that. पहले ही अंदर
Yeah.
से ये लेके चलोगे कि ये डिफिकल्ट है, ये मजा नहीं आएगा, देन डेफिनेटली वही होने वाला है, बिकॉज दैट इज व्हाट यू आर
Mm.
क्रिएटिंग फॉर योरसेल्फ.
Yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, so true. And every word you are saying is so relatable because, you know, we all go through it and going through it and everything what we are doing right now and as you did in your journey, as I am doing, it's like quite challenging and it's going out of your comfort zone all the time, being vulnerable, showing your face, whether doesn't matter what you're going behind the scenes in your life.
True.
Maybe someone has died or someone or you are going through some pain, physical pain, you're not well, but still we have to show up because people are like we have responsibility, people
True.
are there on the other side waiting for us. So I mean, it's also good, but also challenging in the same at the same time.
True.
But yeah, I mean, it gives you a different level of fulfillment at the end of the day. And if we all go out of our comfort zone, then we might create something so amazing and so beautiful that it has not happened before.
True. Very well said.
Yeah, yeah. So Rupal, I'm so happy, that we had this conversation because that is one of the reasons I started this podcast because, of course, it's to have this conversation because I myself I feel very alone in my life as well because you don't find these days when you grow in your life in age otherwise as well you don't find like-minded people to talk to. So that
True.
was one reason. Okay, I will get to talk with people for hours together and I will maybe have a heart-to-heart conversation. But second was also to find some motivation and share some inspiration because there's so much of negativity,
Yeah.
ego, anger, jealousy I feel is going on around, that we need to spread that positivity or inspiration,
Mm.
however way or whichever way we can. So I think that is, I'm so happy that you we had this beautiful conversation. And what is for you, Rupal, now on in the future, like what kind of plans you have for you, for your business, and for the people out there?
So because as I said, everything for me was so planned in my life.
Hmm.
Like ever since, as I said, 3 साल से पता था यही करना है. 16 की थी तब पता चल गया कि PhD करना है. So everything was so meticulously planned and nothing went
Hmm.
accordingly. Life just happened. That's when I realized that I don't want to stress so much about future because I know for the fact when I was doing this, I would say I have wasted my 20s because I was so focused
Hmm.
on exam karna hai, score karna hai, ye karna hai, wo karna hai, that I never lived in the moment.
Yeah.
And now when I look back, I'm like, I could have just been relaxed about the whole thing, no? फिर भी हो ही जाता. Why was I so worried
Hmm.
about either I have been in past or in future, but very less in the present moment. Very recently, this has been the discovery that you need to be in the present moment because in time
Hmm.
concept, there's nothing else that exists. It's only now. And so
Yeah.
I don't think much about it because also what is happening is now that I'm open to it, my thinking
Hmm.
process changes every few months. What I was
Hmm.
thinking last year, I have a different thinking right now. And so last year,
Hmm.
my perspective was very different. I wanted to run ads and I wanted to do this big marketing and I wanted to have a team and I wanted to scale my business that way. But something happened, and there was an event in the family where I realized that that is not the kind of life I want. I want slow paced, I want relaxed life, I just want enough. I want to be happy at the end. Whenever,
Hmm.
there is an event, I want to be present in my family. And my definition changed. And
Hmm.
so for me, right now, in this moment, that is what I want. I want to help people, but at the same time, I want to enjoy every moment without having those big vision board. I'm just focused on the
Hmm.
emotions that I'm trying to create in my life. At the end, I want to be like every night. I should feel happy about everything. Regret नहीं होना
Hmm.
चाहिए because regret was something I dealt like बहुत deep regret था. Why did I do this? Why
Yeah.
did like I was blaming a lot when I went through this
Hmm.
surgery and everything. It was very
Of
difficult for
course.
me to come out of that victim mode. And now I
Hmm.
realize that by putting that unnecessary pressure, we don't know really. आजकल तो time भी कैसा हो
Yeah.
गया, we
Yeah.
don't know what might happen tomorrow. The
Yes.
world is
Exactly.
also so different than what it used to be before. So why to
Yes.
stress more on what I want to do so much down the lane? But I just have smaller visions. I know this is what I want to do. But if things doesn't work out, I know within me that there's always something better coming. That's why it didn't work out. So my
Hmm.
thinking has shifted a lot that way. So for me right now, the only focus is serve as many people as I can by doing what I love and creating the content that I love. It is just that
Hmm.
simple thing.
And you have your current coaching one program going on, right?
Yes, I have
Right.
three programs right now. So I have one-on-one program.
Okay.
I'm booked out for
Uh-huh.
the whole year actually
Oh,
with my
wow. That's
one-on-one clients.
amazing.
Yes, so that's one thing that I'm extremely blessed with. These are my clients who have been there for more than 1.5 years. So this is like their
Mm-hmm.
second or third year with me. So I'm booked out in
Okay.
one-on-one. So going with that because these are my sole clients, I feel so good working with them. I have a group coaching called Quantum Minimize. So this is again for coaches who are trying to either launch or scale their coaching business. And I have energetic side one container called effortless abundance, where we are
Okay.
more dealing with the energetic side of the think mindsets and alignments
Mm-hmm.
and all of it. This is for anyone who is, not feeling like themselves, feeling out of alignment. When it comes to
Mm.
money or abundance, they are feeling distance from wealth. Anyone who wants to feel that for themselves. So it is a different container that is for
Mm.
anyone who wants to be on this journey. So right now, these are the three containers and I am working to create a lot of free resources. This year, that is the plan. I want to reach out to as many people as possible and create as many free resources as I can above and beyond what I'm giving in my content. So that is the vision for this year, keeping it simple that way.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. And you put it out so beautifully. And that is also kind of advice, like a common advice between like between both of us, Rupal and me, people who want to start their businesses, may it be coaching, may it be physical business, product business, service, any kind of business, you have to understand what kind of a person you are and how much you want to scale. Because that is like, even I had the similar thing, there was a time a couple of years ago when I had 10 clients, when I was working all the time, when I was like not even having single moment to myself even on weekends. And that is a time I realized, like, is this the life what I want myself? I'm missing events, as you said. I'm missing my weekends. I'm missing my family time, missing my time with my daughter. She's going to be 3 or 4 year old that time, and she's never going to be 3 or 4 year old again in her
Exactly.
life. So you have to again understand and calculate, okay, fine, this is what. Because scaling a business, we might see all these 6 figures, 7 figures, and all these ads and on the TV show and Shark Tank and all that, but it has lot of challenges behind the scenes which we don't see.
True.
They haven't I know so many entrepreneurs who has not taken a single day off in the last three
Yeah.
years in their life, and that is the reason where they are today. But
Correct.
you need to be ready for it also.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
again, as your course, you speak in your course about alignment and universe, so important. And yeah, it is a different level of
Yeah.
ball game altogether. So
Altogether.
you
So
need to understand that.
for
But
me,
yes, there is.
yeah, for me
Yeah.
that's what it is. So it's not about
Hmm.
what is right, what is wrong. Everything is right in its own
Yeah.
way. But when I was doing that is when I realized that is where misalignment came. That is when I
Hmm.
realized maybe this is not for me. And it's okay. Not everyone has
Yes.
to have that same path. It is okay. You create what,
Yeah.
and that is why you create something of your own.
Hmm.
You to have that freedom to create something that you absolutely enjoy. There is, as you
Yeah.
said, it's a lot of responsibility, not only for you, for
Hmm.
people who are working for you. So
Yeah.
you cannot just decide that, oh, now I'm tired, I don't want to do it, because
Hmm.
their salary, their families now depend on you. Are you ready to take that
Definitely.
kind of responsibility? Of
Hmm.
course, go ahead and try it out if that's what you want. But if it doesn't, then it's okay. You create what you are comfortable. There are 100 other ways to create the kind of life that you want. This is not the only way. And people who are doing it,
Hmm.
there's a lot of hard work that goes in.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't, which we don't see. They really
Yes.
work very, very hard.
Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So, Rupal, thank you so much for this amazing conversation. I'm sure this is going to help so many people out there. And for the new future, we should be ready, and we need to first clear our basics. I think that is so important. We have to unlearn all those things and
Yeah,
get it out of your system in order to progress,
so true.
with alignment in the future and be happy. It's just not about money. It's no more just about money. We need to go back to our roots, to our basics, and learn to be happy, I think, and be happy, because that is what is missing in everyone's lives these days.
True, so
So
true.
thank you so much, Rupal, for coming here today, spending time with me today. And I will mention all her links and program links in the description box for YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify, also you can find the links there as well in the show notes. And thank you so much for listening, guys. And please stay tuned for the next video as well. And hope you like this video.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Rupal. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.